listeners, Harika here, and I'm super excited to welcome you to UppTalk. If you're ready to learn and get your hands work wonders in the world of information technology, then you're in the right place. When I say UppTalk, we are not just another edtech company. Consider we are your learning partner committed to unlocking your full potential. Whether you're stepping into the world of technology for the first time or looking to advance your career, we provide top-tier, hands-on courses to build up your career. Let's take our first step towards learning here and explore it.
Alright, Venkat. So today, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna teach you XLT 3.0 because that's part of outbound integration. So let's finish that first and then we will move to the inbound one. Alright, okay. So I have a quick question, sure. Even in outbound integrations in EIP we use the templates, right? We use the templates, the web service, and not the web services. The Workday templates. Outbound integration, we use the template web services that we can do it in Studio as well in real time. What templates? There are templates only for inbound DIBs. Outbound DIB has no template. Only we use the reporting. Only we use the report for the outbound. No. So when you're saying templates, what do you mean by templates? Not the templates. Web services. We will call the web services to do an outbound integrations as well. Right, without using the reports, we have inbuilt web services. I think what you are referring to, as is you are saying, can we get some data from Workday web services? Is that what you are asking in Studio? Yes, we have. We have 4 different types, right? One is custom report, one is a custom report. The second one is web services, public outbound, and by web services. The second one is by web services. What are these 4 types of? One is custom transformation. Custom report. These are 4 types of what you're saying. There are 4 types of what within the EIB, there is a 4 types of outbound integration. When we select none, it's by default is an XML. The other one is custom report transformation that we already seen in the Studio. The second one is custom transformation using that will be even that one XML code required for the XML that we already seen. Third one is a new custom report. Very first time we are building outbound integration, we have to select the custom report transform, new custom report transformation. Why? Because the very first time we create a new custom report transformation option, we are building start from the scratch. The second time onwards, we have to use the first one, custom report transformation. The second time, if we are running the same integration, we have to select that custom report transformation. When we selected first option, custom report transformation, we also have an option called web services as well. Okay, so what all web services have you used in EIP? Let's say terminate employees wherever the information is there in our working termination employees. So, when you terminate employee, are you pulling information outside Workday or are you putting one information inside Workday? Inside Workday. So, is that an inbound or is that an outbound integration? Right, makes sense. So, we are also gonna come to Workday Web Services. You have that in your course content. I, in fact, even added 4 additional time and services if I remember. Okay for you. So we are gonna explore all those 4 web services, but they are gonna be part of your inbound integrations. Similarly, the templates in EIB are represent the inbound integration, outbound integration. The most simplest way to do is to the custom report transformation. Okay, there are other ways, but okay, one is custom transformation. Now that's very time consuming. Plus, when you migrate it from one tenant to another, it's gonna take a lot of time for you. Okay, so there are downsides of other usages, which is why the custom report transformation portion is the most famous one or the most useful one. Okay. So that's what we in real time we use, right? The custom report transformation. Yes, that's what we have done in Studio also, right? Yes. Okay, all right. So today I'm going to make use of XLT3. Okay, to make it easy for you, what I'm going to do is, if you remember, we have already written XLT3, right? TestXL, and hold on. Let me change the name so that you are able to find this. Integration test. So instead of test, I'm going to make Studio Batch November Adjit. Okay, I'm putting my name. Okay, all right, yeah. All right, let's go ahead and change the XLT. All right, first of all, we will change the XLT style sheet version, that is to 3.0. Okay. Now, when you will do that, you're gonna see some kind of errors. Okay, so because Studio like it needs the most advanced processor to process XLT3. So Studio gives some XPath errors while having your XSLT here. What you can do is you can go to Workday. Okay. Or go to Window, go to Preferences, and then here select XL. Okay, next select XPath. Or you go to Validation. You find here Excel and XML validator. Okay, disable them. Alright, if you see any error, disable these validations. Okay, and then apply and close. Okay, alright, do I have to disable means to have to uncheck that manual thing. Sorry, yeah, uncheck both manual and bid everything, uncheck OK. Yeah, and then apply OK. Alright. So let's say I am going to make an error. If so, I know that first name is never going to be empty. So I'm going to make an error for gender right. I know that some employees do not have gender in my tenant, so I'm going to report those employees through my XLT 3.2. Alright, and I'm also going to teach you Cloud Log to you today. Okay, alright. So it's very simple how we do that. So with this XSLT. And I'm going to avoid splitter and everything. So I'm going to use for each as well, but I'll write this report. Did you have any question? No, okay, so for each. Okay, and I have to close my for each. It's getting close to here. So I'm closing my for each over here. Okay. Okay, now it's giving me error. Okay, I also have to write my what? Footer and header in the XLT itself. Right, so what's my header? Right, this is my header and I have to use this before my for each. You know what for each means, right? It's a loop, right? Right, it's a loop. So it will run for every report entry. But I want this header to come only once. So that's why it is before my for loop and my footer is going to be after my for loop, right? Okay, yeah, so I don't think so I have any footer. So let's see footer here. Okay, and I want a line break for my footer. So I'm going to put a line break here. Alright, so what is this? So basically chooses just like if and else. So in XLT, whenever you have to write if and else, you have to encapsulate it in choose. Okay. Now one means if and otherwise means else. Okay, right? Any problem? No, alright. So how we write if condition in Excel is SL when test means this condition has to be true or false. If this is true, whatever we have written in when will follow. Otherwise this will follow. Okay, so what we do is we say if gender. If gender is not equal to null, right? If gender is not equal to null, then I want the value of gender. Otherwise, if gender is null, then what do I want? I want to give the error. Okay, so I'm going to say otherwise. Okay, this is wrong to use an XSL message. Like this. So I'm going to give an error code. Let's see gender, not present. This is just unique. Okay, just keep this unique. This will not even be printed. This is so just for like comments we have in the code. So somebody going through your data, your code, can look at it. Okay, now this is my customized message. Okay, I can give any message here like gender is not present, gender is not available, gender is unavailable, gender has not been present, anything. This is my custom message. But what I do is I try to give severity of the message first, whether it's informational. So you remember like in PIM, we have that message's severity right. So we are not going to use PIMs to report errors anymore. Okay, we are not going to use PMS to report these errors anymore. We are going to use Cloud Log for it. Okay? Okay, so which is why I'm trying to give the severity of my message in my accessibility code itself. Okay, I do see an error here. Missing tag access. Otherwise, I already have it here. Okay, so I'm going to give message severity comma. Gender is not present. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to give error. Gender is not present. Man value gender will be removed here from here because we already said if it's not empty, then use the value of gender. Alright, so I don't have oxygen. Otherwise, I was going to show you something. Okay, I think we can do it in your laptop. Do you have report data, report entry, and data like that? Do you have the XML? Yes? Yeah, I didn't even close that. Yeah, I didn't even close the. Can you see the screen? Yeah, I can see. Okay, yeah, this is the report. Yeah, just copy to report entries from here. Okay, start from report data and copy to report entries. Copy, go down. Go down one more report entry. Go down. Go. Yeah, copy. Put it in Notepad, Buffer, put it in Oxygen directly. Is that something? This is going to be your XML document. Create file new and XML. Give me control. Yeah, you have access. Okay, we have okay. Let me copy paste the accessibility for you. Okay. Okay, so you have to lead the voice. Can you copy the accessibility? Copy till otherwise. Let me know when you have copied. Have you copied? Copy. Yeah, can you please share it in untitled to .xxl? Control it, delete everything. Plus, okay, copy this. Would have put in chat now. Copy what I put in chat. Okay, I copied it. Okay, put an enter after, otherwise. One more. Now, error on. Yes, it's gone. So this is our accessibility and title 2, and this is our XML. We are going to select the latest processor. And we are run transformation. Let me close the chat. Why am I not getting the run? Okay, entitled 3. Okay, accessor source is not selected. On to 2. Yeah, the source was not selected. Okay. Yeah, no, don't worry. Can what is? Where is gender? Can you see this? This is what I wanted to show you, okay? So this is how basically my Excel message. This is how basically my Excel message. Let me see, get displayed. This is how it gets stored in array predefined by Work, the studio. So if there are two messages, they are going to go like this is on index, your direction is going to come on index 1, and so on. Getting my point? Yes. So for gender, I think we are going to use your calculated field. Otherwise, you will see these errors. So report entry, we have the line feed, then first name. Why don't I see Teresa here? Or first name report entry WD first name. Okay, they all right. Do you understand why I'm not seeing first name here? The next part is wrong, right? But for from my report, this is going to work. Okay, so this is basically what I wanted to show you. Okay, we can come back to my screen. Let me know when you can see. Yes, no, I can see. Can you see? All right. So now comes the more difficult part. Okay, now, if you see in my access LT, I am running the loop for each report entry. So can you tell me that? Do I need splitter anymore because I am processing everything in my access LT now? So do I need splitter anymore? No, not quite. Absolutely right. I don't need splitter anymore, so I'm going to remove the splitter. Don't need splitter. Okay. All right. What do we have? What are we storing? The report output. What are the evaluated expressions? And we don't even need them. Even this is not required now. What are we doing here? Okay, first name and all. Again, this is also not required. Call it everything. Nothing of this is required now. So okay, I think I'm going to keep this integration for you. Okay, and I'm going to create a new integration copy and change it there so that tomorrow if you get stuck, okay, and I'm not able to do, and I will not have any reference integration to give you. So I'm going to create a new one for you for November. So I'm simply gonna say control a copy. Control. Right, everything is here. I can shift them according to me. Alright. So I'm going to after report. What do I need? I'm storing the report output understood. I don't need this. I don't need the splitter. I don't need these variables. I don't need these log. I don't need this validation. If I need, I can do that in the accessibility. Okay, let's keep this log. Let's keep this log. I don't need the aggregator. How short are your integration has become with using Accessibility 3.0. Right? Right? I don't even need this one. See, all gone. Yeah, now we're okay. Something is wrong here. Okay, the file is not going to be here, right? You have to create a new file. SL3. Copy Maxer. Paste it here. Okay, so we have the accessibility ready. We have to check whether the report is here or not. So report reference you will have to give in the tenant launch parameter. I don't need this launch parameter, so I will remove it. I will remove it from the report as well. Oh, because I want to show you full transformation, then comes the looping part. Now, one could understand this. In our accessibility, we have created a stack where we have kept all our error and validation messages. Now is the time to extract them and print them for the error log file. Now, how do we do that? Oh, now all the Excel messages which we are going to form as part of validation in XSL 3.0, they are going to be stored in a by default Workday delivered variable. So Workday has declared this variable by default, and that's called props xslt step.messages. If you see in my integration, I have nowhere declared this particular variable, and even okay. I am going to copy this whole code block and I'm going to paste in my this integration, and you are going to see that again. I have not declared anywhere this props. You know my integration. Have you ever declared this props anywhere before? No, I have not even declared it today. Right, I am directly using it. I am directly using it. But still this will work. Why? Because this is a by default declared variable from Workday. So all the error validation messages we are storing, we are getting by default stored in this array. Now, if you remember, I told you they are getting stored again some index numbers. First validation message is getting stored again index 0. The second one is at index 1. So I am going to loop through all of them. I'm going to loop through all of them. I'm going to tell my system, okay, what is that? Then I'm going to change the index. Now see how this is working. I'm saying initialize props message dot index is equal to 0. This is my starting or initiation of the loop. Then I am giving it a condition, is my message index less than accessibility? Step message dot size. Now dot size will give me the length or the size of this accessor step messages. Let's say there are 100 employees who failed my gender validation message. So how many messages are going to be in this accessibility step messages? 1,100 by 1,100 employees failed. No, 100 employees do not have gender. Yeah, they are going to be error messages. Right. It gives that name, it prints that number, right 100. So this dot size gives me 100. But I am not printing that 100 number. I am saying until 100. I want to loop. I want my index to start from 0 and go to 99. That's how I'm going to print the 100 messages, right? Not understanding. Yes, I got okay. Let's say my message. One is here error. Gender is not present for, let's say, employee 1. This is at index 0. Then I see the next message. This is for employee 2, but this comes at index 1, and similarly this is going to follow till index 99. Now I want all of these messages to index 99. So how can I do it? I can loop through each message stored in this array. I can loop through each message stored in this array. For that I have to use a loop strategy. I have to use a loop strategy. How do I do that? So do you remember how I pulled this particular component? See the strategy here. Now I'm going to choose. Can you see this one? What this green one is, this is loop strategy. I don't want this alternate pass. I will delete it. Can you see this is same? It is. So now, when cut, do you remember everything that came after splitter? Used to evaluate every time a splitter was generating a message. Right. Similarly, every block which is after this loop strategy, in this case only this particular async mediation. In this case, only this particular async mediation. But whatever comes here is gonna repeat it every time this loop is running. So this code will repeat each time. This condition is true. So when is this gonna stop? This is gonna stop when I have moved through or propagated through every XXL step messages. Getting my point? Yes, any question? I'm correct. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is see. I am determining. Okay, prop severity. I'm saying I have retrieved the message. I'm saying accessibility step.messages dot get props message index. Okay, got it. So whatever index I have, I want that index to be picked from this whole loop. This is a well. Yeah, I send my bucket. I paint the index number on the bucket. I tell them put that frog in that bucket. Who holds that number? This is how it is picking up. Okay, got my point. So this is gonna pick from 0 to 99 because this props message.index is gonna change its value from 0 to 99. Makes sense. Okay, then I'm saying okay, my separator is a comma because this is how I gave an error. This is how I, yeah, right. Come on, generate. Okay, gender is not present. See, I'm saying that props severity is props accessibility message. Now my props accessibility message contains what my props accessibility message contains. This thing error gender is not present. This is my props error message. Right. This is my props error message accessibility message. Now what I'm saying is severity is the first part of this message. What is my errors? What is my severity? That is the first part of this message. And what is next? That is my error message. So this is how I am determining. I'm saying severity is substring till you find a comma, till you find a comma. Whatever you find is my severity. Anything you find after comma is my message. That's what is written as logic over here. Okay, then I'm going to use the same in my cloud log. Okay. So this is the cloud log component. This is the cloud log component here. You have certain details. One is the level of the error we have. Again, I told you 4 levels warning, error critical. Or info, then debug is some debug mode. We will never use OK. This is what typical programmers, we will never use a debug. Now, then there is last option, which says custom. Why did I use custom here? And I gave my variable here props every day. Now the reason why I use custom here, when Kurt was now in my accessibility for some column, I have a requirement to give a information for some column. I have a requirement to give error for some column. I have a requirement to give criticality. For example, some employee's employee ID is not present. Now, that is a critical error. That is not just an error, right? Let's say an employee record got processed successfully, then that's an informational message. Yeah, right? So that's why I've used my brain and I'm providing the severity as first part of my message. If I use info here, my cloud log components is going to pick info as severity of my message and see what I'm putting. I'm using the message as the props message which I'm generating from here, which is second part after my comma. Now you're not going to understand it, but let me show you after running it. Then you're going to understand it properly. How cloud log looks like. So I'm trying to save the error log file. Now I'm taking the input from the variable log. Where did you find this variable? I defined this variable here. Okay, I'm going to store my error log file. This is the name of the file. I want to give, let's say, errorfile.cssv, or I prefer to be honest, HTML. That's very good. Even I would prefer you to prefer HTML. So let HTML here. Okay. Now let me see if I'm not missing a variable or something, props message, and this stuff. No, I think everything is fine. XML output, we don't have defined this variable. So I'm going to define the variable. Now I read file in. There is no other file out. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to change the endpoint. This is still pointing to my previous integration. So I change in this integration that Studio by Texas L3 error file in next finish. Alright. Okay, I still have an error here. I see an error somewhere. Can you find where the error is? I see an error here in my assembly. So I'm going to go up, go up, go up, go up, go up. I like that. Great. When could create your got good eyes now? Yes, one could. Did you get anything from today's class or no? Yes, yes, yeah. Master Activity 3 is going to be accessible to 3.0 only. Okay. I mean, there is no master activity as such. I'm going to ask you to create on your own there. There is no document present for my Activity 3. Okay, I'm going to ask you to create on your own. What's the name? November. First, we have to give the report also. We are not configured the report, right? All right. Which received an error. Process file out. We do not have a local in. Where do we have file out? Okay, we are not even sending message here. Ah, okay. So we have to create this also. Error and how? Do you understand what was the error? See, I did not connect this block to this block. How do I? Should you know that after this block it has come to this block, right? So I'm gonna ask this one to select. So I copied the integration from my this one. This one also points to my previous November Ajit one. This integration, this is November Xaso. So I have to change this also. This is Ajit, this is Excel. So process file of here. And deploy. Oh great, we have two more errors, not one. Now fail to find parameter data in pay group. Where are we using pay group? Error while generating. Attempt to access variable log, but it is not bound. Occam async mediation. To find async mediation for. One right there on top, 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 top. Yeah, right there, yeah. Okay, are we using pay? Right, I don't even need this. Okay. You know this? Why? This is why I write C. This is why I write in my summary error in component and contextual error component it. So I at least know that which component is giving error. Right? Async mediation 4 is the component it. Okay, this is why I see them. Okay, makes sense, yeah. So one more. Yeah. The more errors you get, the more you are learning. Always remember. Okay, we have one more error, but that is attempt to access variable log in mediation, but it is not bound. Right? Alright, I am gonna create a cloud log copy from here. Put it here also. Sorry, so I am gonna give an information message here. I am gonna say report. Success only. What is happening is so if you see my this code block is getting called from inside this code block. So you must have seen in your procedure. So this is like inner block and I have a variable log defined in an inner block trying to access it globally. So it's giving me an error. So I declared it outside. This log I declared outside, so I think I am not going to get error anymore now. Ok, why am I seeing a given? Ok, I have to deploy this one. Okay. Alright, we are completed. And let's have a look at our error file. Very first, and how does it look in? Ok, we have no errors. Ok, did I put a? Let me see my report. Why do I doubt that I have a filter there? Ok, there is no report output. And I am gonna teach you one more thing, which you would have not learned. So see, as of now, I am putting a filter and I am asking for the prompt. What happens if I don't give that prompt value? The report returns no output. Right? Right, but I want, when I don't give any value, just execute the report without any filter. If I am giving some value, use that value. If I am not giving any value, don't use that value and run the full report. Is that possible? Yes, it's a soft prompt. It's a soft prompt. How can I do that? Prompt user for to value go to prompts. So the comparison type has to change. It has to go and read this condition for me. Please, Venkat. Prompt user for value and ignore the filter condition to use it black box. Makes sense. Does it fit in our requirement? Yeah, oh, no, no, no. This is not going to change for me to change. This will not let me change for you. It's a 20-second server. Server shows 20 seconds. It expired on my. I'm gonna change the filter. I have to change the report also. No, yeah. Okay, I changed the report now. I'm gonna run the integration event again. Uh, Let's see whether we are lucky enough to see an error file. Still no. One info message, but we are not able to see any error message. Alright, so what do we have in the log here? Let's see whether it entered in this loop or not. Message. Let's retrieve. Okay. So this is the report output. We're getting report now. Report out. Okay, looks like. Oh, we're missing an error here. Okay, did you get it? It did not even transform the Excel. We're missing that error here. Such silly mistake. And you want to cross your fingers. Perfect. There are 75 pages. Right. You can export this to a SAS also. See the cloud log. It also gives you all the information messages, all the error messages. It filters also. You can also search. Okay, how great is this functionality? You just have to use one component. So when could do it? Still feel, or don't you feel, that something is missing here? Like Gender is not present, but I don't know for which employee this is not present exactly. Yes, how can I do that? Think, can I also include employee id over here? How can I do that? Think about it. We have to validate with the employee id. We have to validate with the employee id, which employee id in Excel we have to mention. We have to mention the variable. Which employee id? Gender is missing. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to define a variable here. Okay, now. Sasad variable name. Yeah, this is how we do it. Employee. It selected employee id. Okay, gender is not present for employee space. Value of select. And we use the dollar sign. And what's our variable name? Right. Let's try okay. I normally do it in a different way. I'm trying this for the first time. So let's see. Perfect. Is it fine now, Vinkat? Yes, yeah. If you didn't notice one thing, what I'm going to tell you is okay. So, Vinkat, do you remember earlier when we were not using cloud log? We were basically creating a error log variable. On our own right, the first activity you did. Yes. Right. So now, wherever I want to use cloud log, wherever I want to use cloud log, wherever I want to put any information in cloud log, I just have to use this variable. All my cloud log components in one integration have to use the same variable. And I'm going to get the same error. Making sense? So let's say if I use a cloud log here and I use this variable, I will see that error appended in my cloud log. See, rest of my errors are coming from this cloud log. My first information message is coming from this cloud log. Still, I'm able to see them all under one. Did I write any code to append these messages? No, right? This is by default. The functionality of cloud log, isn't it cool? Yes, it is earlier. You were actually maintaining a variable. You know you were wherever you wanted to put an error. You will say, okay, My error log.append and something, something, something. Yeah. See how beautifully this is portrayed by the cloud log, and I showed you the this is. This is when you click on export to CSV. This gets exported to server also. Okay, right, yes. It's easy. Navigate and then browse what errors, and then it's like super quick and yeah. And see with accessibility 3.0. I am running my full report. I am running my full report. I didn't use any aggregator. Still, I'm getting the data, all of them in one at one place. All of them at one place. Okay, I have not saved the output file, which is why you are not able to see it. XML output. Okay, I want to see the file as sessive, right? So I'm saying integration output.sevi. So this is taking 15 seconds for the first time. Next time we run it, it's gonna take a little less. Yeah, okay, because first time is the loading time. So what? What? I will ask you when you have free time. Okay. Try to achieve the same functionality through splitter and aggregator and see how much time that one takes with all the validations and everything. See if accessibility 3.0 is actually faster or not. See, it took only 7 seconds. Now, I mean, this is really unbeatable. We are getting the whole tenant data, generating 3 output files. See ya. Only with accessibility. See how many records are there. There are 2.6 records, all processed in 7 seconds. Do you now understand the speed of accessibility 3.0? Yes. Now think, if you would have only opted for Core Studio, you would have never learned about accessibility 3.0. Okay, and consider yourself as very upgraded. Okay, many people in Workday community do not know how to use accessibility 3.0. Even someone who has 10 years of experience was yesterday asking me, by taking my real name, can you teach me how do we implement accessibility 3.0? Now consider yourself, you do not even have 1 year of Workday experience and you already know how to implement accessibility 3.0 and you that does not mean that you don't know how to use splitter and aggregator. You know how to use them as well. Yeah, Right, so try and get this code. Okay, try and play around it. You will learn something. Yeah, I will do today. If I come across any questions here, I will ask. Sure, no problem. Alright then. Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel. For more information, contact us sales@uptalk.com.